think it was Andy Edwards. You know Andy? It's like he was on Beato. Just like a English commentator on music.
Andy Edwards. Never heard of him.
Some people say all you need is love, but I'm here to prove that's not the case. You lot like hate way more than love, and I'm here to go through the 10 musicians stroke bands who I hate the most. You've done this video before, I hear you cry. Well, I may have, but you're here watching it, aren't you? And so this is what brings you to the table. As soon as I start proffering hate, you're here. Like flies round a brown and sticky substance. That's what you lot are like, right? And I'll tell it to your face, because this video is full of hate. Hate for everybody. Hate for every man, beast, every child, every woman, every music genre. What you're going to see is pure hate on this video.
People are no darn good. I hate people.
Hatred of certain artists. I'm going to go through the 10. I've been doing this channel for a long time, and I've hated a lot. And, you know, I thought, if I take everything, all the different sort of avenues of hate that I've explored over the years, and really bring it down to who I really hate. And then there's some artists that I've picked on a certain album that I hate, or I hate a certain aspect about them, but that's not hating them totally. In this case, I hate the band completely, right? There is no redeeming features for me. And there's a scale of that goes from 10 to 1. I've got them here, and we've also got some new choices here, because as I've been going through this, I thought there's some other ones I want to talk about, not that I know that much about them. Now, before I get into hating on these artists stroke bands, I just want to say that for the members, and you could become a member, or for the patrons, and you could become a patron right after this if you enjoy it, I will be giving you my reasons and real opinion about these artists. What do you mean you've got two opinions, Andy? Well, what the hell's this video about? It? You tell me. Go on. You tell me what it's about. You tell me what it's about. You're here watching, aren't you? You're here. You're ready for some hate, aren't you? You want some hate on these bands, right? You either want to agree and go, yeah, stick the knife in, Andy. Go on, do what we're too scared to do online. Or you're going to sit there and go, I'm really upset at you criticising somebody I like. And both of those they just stir the pot of the internet, and they all come running in, right? And hate brings you all together, and then the algorithm goes, we're dealing with hate. We know exactly how to sell stuff for them, and you're going to have to go through all the bloody adverts. They're going to make you even angrier, and I'm making you more angry. Oh, I've got to stay to the end. I wonder what he's got at number 1. It's bloody obvious what I've got at number 1, by the way, so you can go now. But you won't, because you want to know what's on the bloody list, right? Who are the 10 musicians stroke bands that I hate the most? Shall we kick straight off with a new one, something I've never spoken about before? At number 10, we've got the Kings of Leon.
Hey, I'm Jared.
Caleb. Nathan. And Matthew. We're Kings of Leon. Hi.
You guys feel like singing along? All right, we're just gonna blow through these songs. I'm trying to hold back and not say anything negative, man, but I hope it warms up out here, because we need it. We need you guys to help us do this, you know?
What the hell is that band about? Now, I wish I could wax lyrical about why I hate them, but I hate them for one reason and one reason only, right? They are your sort of bland, modern American rock band. They've got nothing about them that draws me in. There's no interesting chord progressions, no interesting riffs. The drums aren't that interesting. There's no sense of groove or soul. The singer sounds lifeless. It just goes on and on. It's dull and boring. It makes the Eagles sound interesting. So many bands like this to pick. There's so many. I mean, I could be saying this, talking about the Strokes here, and they have the additional thing of being posh boys, although is it this one or the other one where the lead singer is a Mormon? I mean, how many rock bands have a lead singer who's a Mormon? So one of these next two bands, and that's giving away what, I don't know. Anyway, Kings of Leon, right? They did a song called My Sex Is On Fire. Now, I find that deeply offensive. I don't want to hear about this, right? And you could say you don't have to hear it. But in a in my younger days as a gigging musician, I would have to play weddings. And every single wedding, this tune would be on the list of the 6 songs. I'm going to have a swig of orange juice here. And I know I salivate when I get angry, so I've provided myself with some paper towels. I salivate. I literally salivate when I get angry. I'm not angry yet. Don't think this is angry. I haven't even started. Kings of Leon. Right. I've listened to their stuff. I can't remember anything about it. I've seen what they look like. I can't remember what they look like. We don't need these faceless, mindless bands, right? The reason why they have purchase in our culture is because they wrote this song. And that song ends up on the list of songs. Now, these aren't the greatest songs. These are songs that work in a wedding setting when you have a covers band playing to a whole bunch of drunk people. Now, drunk people at a wedding... Oh, buggers! I ain't starting again. You'll have to just... I haven't put me... Oh! Jesus Christ, I haven't put me... I'm shouting, so you should be able to hear me all right. If that was all quiet, it's not my bloody fault. I ain't starting again. I forgot to put my microphone on, so it's been lying on the thing in front of me the whole time. So now you can probably hear me clearly. So I better put something in case... Oh, Jesus Christ. What's the bloody point? I need some help here. It's all right for these top YouTubers with all their bloody subscribe, but you lot won't subscribe, will you? It's pretty obvious. I don't really subscribe to Andy. He hates everything too much. Well, why do you come and watch this? I'd rather be here talking about Stanley Clarke or Billy Cobham or Steve Hackett, The Voyage of the Acolyte, that relates to the tarot. I've got that one I'm working. I've got a tarot expert to come in and talk about it. I could do a whole bunch of work on that. It'd be a good piece of bloody YouTube, being interested. But no, you don't want to watch that, do you? So stop moaning and subscribe. But he can't even manage to start without his thing on, because I'm angry. Right? So let's just get in. So number 10, Kings of Leon. Right, why do I hate them? Because they are the ultimate band that only exists because they've created a song which is on the wedding list of songs. Right, that's that. There's a couple of other bands that are on. There's one to come. So if you take my most hated artist, right, not that I'm saying he's going to be at number 1, but if you take Van Morrison, he exists because he made a tune called Brown Eyed Girl. And Brown Eyed Girl is an awful tune, but they will play it at every single wedding. And for some reason, this goes into the psyche of the normal, non-music liking idiot who is drunk and wants to sort of give some sort of pathetic show to the rest of the world that they're about to get up and dance, or maybe take their tie off and put it onto the top of their head and then boogie in a way which is not cool, to a song which is not cool, by a band that is not cool. And that's what bloody Kings of Leon is. And if you think they're good, you go, I quite like Kings of Leon. You are wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And it's the same as the band I've got at number 9, which is The Killers.
When I read the Book of Mormon recently, I didn't read it all, what impressed me was that it's an obvious fake. I mean, this is a 19th century book written in 16th century English, and it came to pass, verily I say unto you, and things like that. That's not the way people talked in the 19th century. It's a fake. So it's not beautiful. It's a work of charlatanry.
You're free to answer.
The book's been studied and torn apart and looked at, and I'm not one of the professors that have done it.
Yeah. But do you believe?
And for you to call this man a charlatan, I do. I take offense to it. And
he was a convicted charlatan. He was a convicted con man.
No, these are all falsehoods. You should do your research.
Well, I think I have.
Yeah, you have.
But look, we
You've almost read the book.
Obviously different information, but isn't these texts, whether it's the Book of Mormon or it's the Bible,
I hate them even more, because at least Kings of Leon, at least that singer's got a little bit of gruff in his voice. You know, goes, oh, sex is on fire, you know. Oh my God, I mean, Are we human? Or are we dancers? Right, there's some faux philosophy here with the Killers. Right, they're called the Killers. Right, that's the worst name for them. They're not scary. They're not dangerous. They are middle of the road shite. And the Killers and Kings on Leon and the Strokes, all of them exist within this 9 and 10 barrier. Right, I can't stick it. And you have to be aware of these bands because they get in there. They're bands for people who don't like bands, right? They don't even know what a band is. They think Maroon 5 is a band, right? There's a certain type of person that I really wish the music industry could just go, we know they're there, but we'll just ignore them. They don't mean anything. They only buy 2 albums of the year and one of them will be bloody Kings of Leon. These are the ones that go out and buy all those, you know, whether it's Franz Ferdinand. Remember in the old days, all these, but how these bands keeping going? Who's buying them? This person buys one album and there's a whole bunch of them. They should not be allowed to be influenced in anything we think about music. They have to be discounted. They know nothing about music. They are the great unwashed. Their ears are filled with the shite that they've been brought up listening to. They haven't got a clue about what's good. And this is what we have with the Killers and Kings of Leon. Right, from where we go here, we are now dealing with something else that I hate. So as we move to number 8, this band floats somewhere between the sort of Killers and the Kings of Leon band, and then knowledgeable people, and that makes it worse. So, we have, in rock and roll, the highfalutin sophistication of a Steely Dan or a Yes or a Rush. And people who love music will be able to sit there, put the headphones on one of those bands and just luxuriate in the absolute musicality of that music played by brilliant musicians who have a touch. Now that type of music is distrust. The critical elite distrust that type of music. They don't like it. They don't like it that the idea the musicians may be supreme talented, that the lyrical content may be something that goes beyond what they can fathom, that these people are truly creative. The critical elite do not like the truly creative. They distrust them. Now they want to be championing a bunch of twats who don't really know what they're doing, and they want to be able to turn around and say, these guys don't know what they're doing, right? But I can tell they're absolutely amazing. And I'm going to come up with this argument, which is like this sort of Rousseauian idea of the noble savage, the idiot that just happens to do something amazing because they're inept. Now, this has marred punk rock all the way through. And there is an intelligence and a virtuosity that comes in punk rock, which is really comes from a sort of nihilist idea that you want to pull the whole thing down rather than support it. And I love that. And that can sound scary and dangerous. But there's another aspect of punk rock when they go, oh, it's just jolly rock and roll, isn't it really? Just jolly rock and roll, it's visceral, it's just people having fun. And that's what people will throw back at me when I say that at number 8, a band I absolutely bloody hate is the Ramones.
You gotta change your socks every day. And I tell you, I wash my socks in the sink after every show. After every show, that's what I do. Yes, bro, to just scrub out all the rough spots.
We're totally immoral.
I live in a really nice luxury mansion in Whitestone, Queens, with my I have 10 dachshunds. I chop the legs off them and drag them around the house, and I beat my children. I have 2 boys, 2 sons, Angelo and Gigi. Mm-hmm. Gigi takes after me.
You beat them.
I beat them with a rug beater.
Not with the Dachshunds.
No, the Dachshunds I beat with the cattle prod.
Fuck it, I really can't carry this on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was preparing the other video the other day and I was going through lists. So you go on to the best bands of all time, you get in there, the critics get around about number 13, 14, the Ramones pop up. Go to the greatest albums ever made, but the 13, 14, the Ramones pop up. There they are championing this bunch of bloody ignoramuses, okay, who like the idea of being in a band, and to them a band was wearing leather jackets, having stupid haircuts and thrashing about on power chords. Now I know some of you go, I love it, it's absolutely great, but for me the lack of ability, right, with this band means that they never seem to have that visceral energy that I associate with punk. The Sex Pistols had it. I saw the Sex Pistols live. They were a great band, but the Ramones doesn't have it. It sounds sort of tired, always does, especially that first album. Maybe there's albums later on where they get experimental. Maybe I'm missing out on something. I don't care, because nobody points to that. They point to the first album. Now, I'll give it something. Those guys in black and white up against the brick wall with that Ramones thing, it's a bloody brilliant t-shirt, isn't it? It's a t-shirt where you can't go wrong. If you're a twat and you want to just walk around with a t-shirt on that you know everyone's going to go, oh yeah, really cool, you could go and get yourself a Ramones t-shirt. You could be a 9-year-old girl and wear a Ramones t-shirt. You could be an 80-year-old man hobbling along with a walking stick with a Ramones t-shirt on, and everyone will go, oh yeah, really cool. No, it's not cool. The very fact that it can be utilised like that is that Ramones have become, in terms of their image, the same as the bloody wedding song. Their image is the equivalent of Sex on Fire. Do you understand this? It's Brown Eyed Guilt. It's the same bloody thing. Don't be fooled by it. Dead Kennedy's bloody amazing. We love them. Amazing band. They really sound like they're dangerous and scary, and they got but I ain't against punk, but the Ramones haven't got it. Right, I wanna right, hey, let's go, hey, let's go, you know. And I know why people like it. I know what they think it's good, right? But the fact is that they just don't have any taste. That's the bottom line. They think they have taste. That's what offends me more. I don't mind someone going and sitting and listening to bloody, I don't know, the Lighthouse Family. They just don't have any taste. They don't know about music. But I ain't putting Lighthouse Family on the list. Awful stuff, but we know it's awful stuff. But the Ramones have this cultural cash and I can't bloody stand it. Right? That's who I've got at number 8 is the Ramones. At number 7 I have a band which... oh, they make me angry, right? Not every band makes me angry on this list, but this one does. Dave Grohl, the chummy Max Bygraves of rock, right? Who thinks he can get away with whatever he wants because he's the drummer of Nirvana, with a bloody open goal, because the singer, right, Kurt Cobain, shot himself in the head, so he's no longer here. The great big tall one that went bald, the bass player, Crick Novoseliak, he get bothered. He does the noble thing. I made millions out of it. I'll sit down and just do whatever I want. Sit in a hot tub, you know, have people killed I don't like. I've got the money to do that. He just sits there now minding his own business. Not Dave Grohl. He has to come back, doesn't he, with his big cheesy grin. Now he's a good drummer. There's no denying it. He's a good drummer. He's solid. He's solid. He's solid like a great big shit that you can't get out of your bum because you're constipated. That's what he is. And you can't get rid of him, can you? You can't drop him off. Not bloody Grohl. Right, so he comes out and he takes this sort of formalised grunge sound and he turns it into the most middle-of-the-road cruddy rock that nobody seems to know. Now, I did a video. I took it down because I thought my audience aren't getting this. I took it down where I said, we need to start championing Nickelback. We need to say that they're a great bloody band. Right, I would rather have Nickelback than the Foo Fighters 10 times over. I wasn't saying I like Nickelback. I was just pointing out the two-facery to have the Foo Fighters in a situation that say, when Taylor Hawkins dies, they put on a gig. They're the biggest band in the world. Everyone turns up. You've got to support Foo Fighters. You know, if the drummer of Nickelback died, you know, God forbid, and they decided to have a cut, there'd be nobody there. And it's not right. Why are the Foo Fighters seen as okay when they do bland, middle-of-the-road rock and Nickelback aren't? Right? Now, the lead singer... with Nickelback. I don't like Nickelback. Don't think, that's why I took it. I think everyone's going to think I like Nickelback. Nobody liked Nickelback. And I felt like, oh, I've said this thing. No one's really getting what I'm saying. I said, it's a really hard thing. It's too, you didn't bloody get it, did you? I could only utilise the fact that I put this video out at that point. I've had to take it down because you guys don't get it, do you? The Foo Fighters are exactly the same as Nickelback. Nickelback are a little bit better than the Foo Fighters. No, they're not. I love this track. I love that track. Oh, it's got a great song. I don't care what you were listening to 30 years ago when you were a kid and you were having some good times and you were unlucky enough that happened to be the band that provided the soundtrack and it wasn't bloody Soundgarden. I'm sorry. Didn't happen to me. What did we have? We had Iron Maiden. Then we had bloody Anthrax and Slayer. Then we had Soundgarden and Nirvana. By the time I was too old to have these memories. I didn't have to bloody try and, live my bloody life, teenage life along to bloody Linkin Park and the likes of that crud. Foo Fighters are bloody middle of the road shite, and Dave Grohl seems to sit there like the king of rock represented it. He makes his cruddy films. He's somewhere between bloody, Jack Black and Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. And it's like he's all funny and they have a big laugh, but he also seems to be like an autocratic tyrant. He runs this great big band. You don't know any of the guys in it. They're all faceless. They never say anything or do anything for fear that he'll bloody sack them. They had one charismatic person in there, Taylor Hawkins, and he bloody died. The Foo Fighters are shite. I have friends who I respect who are going to go and see the Foo Fighters. What is it that I don't get? Right, and my point is, why not go and see Nickelback? Right, let's move on to a band that I don't hate now. I don't hate them viscerally like the Foo Fighters. I've got nothing against this band, but musically I hate them. And I don't know why. At number 6, I've got Graaf Generator.
Now, that doesn't seem very much.
There are parts which are quite disjointed within it.
Various times you would have half the band playing one section of the piece, while the other half of the band played another section of the piece.
Right, now, what's the famous album? The Plague of Lighthouse Keepers. What's that one called? Porn Hearts. Porn Hearts, it's an awful title. Porn Hearts. What does it mean? It's not porn like P-O-O-R-N. It's porn as in a P-A-W-N, porn, which is like in I mean, there's certain prog cliches. I'll tell you what they are. It's a jester. It's a raven and a chessboard. And if you ever hear any prog people going towards that, marionette might be in there. There's a few other things I haven't put in there on that list of things. But if they go anywhere, so as soon as they see the word porn, P-A-W-N, I know he's making some sort of chessboard illusion. Do they have little beating hearts? And so what we have with Graaf Generator is a band that never really do the sort of musical brilliance of a Genesis or Gentle Giant or a Yes. That's not what they do. They do this sort of dark, organ-heavy, sort of moody stuff. And every now and then they drop into a little riff, and I think that's quite cool and dark. That's good. That's dark in a sort of King Crimson way. And then they go back to the thing. And I hate to say that Peter Hamill, I'm sure he's a lovely man. He's brilliant. He invented punk and he did all these wonderful things. And I want to like him. But he's gurgling. He's gurgling away. He sounds like Police Academy, the one who was like drugged up. Right, and I just can't get into it. It's probably my fault. I know the Foo Fighters are shite, but Graaf Generator, I'm probably wrong. People have said, don't listen to Porn Hearts. I will send you free a copy of so-and-so. They've sent me a free copy of Godsmack or whatever it's called. Gobshite, what's it called? That one? Oh, this is the one you need to listen to. Put it on the car, right? Listen to it all the way around, put it on again. I'm waiting for it to kick in. I'm going to get this at some point. Maybe when I sort of know how the songs go, maybe you got to learn how because sometimes you got to learn how the songs go. You can't just no, it never happened. I never learned how the songs go because the whole time I'm listening to it, my brain is forcing myself to think about something else. I cannot focus on it. It's so turgid and boring, and I do not understand it. I don't know why it's good. The production's not particularly great. The drum sounds aren't particularly great. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Now, when they do that theme one, I love that. The one that used to be on the Friday Rock Show? I love that. So they can do something I like. I don't get them. And I've really tried now. Here we are a long way into this YouTube channel. You know, before I just hadn't really listened to that much. I didn't like them. I checked them out with the kid. Oh, I don't like them. That was it. Then you get on here, you're supposed to be, you know, championing prog. But the truth is, prog, let's be honest here, prog as a genre is pretty saft, as they would say in Birmingham. It's just up the road from here. Saft. Soft and daft. It's a bit... when it misses, it's a bit pathetic, prog is. We all know that, you know, and it misses a lot of the time. So once you get past the great bands that always have a whole bunch of dirt and heart and soul and funkiness and virtuosity, once you get past there and you get to this great big sludge of prog, which the proggers love. Andy, you've got to check out, you know, Ismail's Merchant. They're from Sweden. You'll love them. They made one album in 1972 that got deleted after 15 minutes, but they managed to sell 4 copies and they go for loads of money now. My mate's got a copy of them. You can't get it on the internet, but I've sent you a special version of it. You'll love this and be grateful. And then I put it down and there's some bloody black going, and in the sweetest, or forward in, see what it's like in a bit later on. Oh my God, what's going on? Prog is shite. Prog is jazz rock fusion. I love, because even if I go and buy a cruddy jazz rock fusion album, I'm going to love it, right? Because I like it. I like that mixture of funkiness, few solos, being cool, you know, pulling out some nice licks, you know, and all that bit. I mean, it's middle of the road, yeah, and that's what happens with jazz rock fusion when it goes bad. It goes middle of the road. But prog just turns into the worst type of music on earth, and it makes you feel like you're an outcast. It really does. As soon as you are listening to a bad prog album, you feel like any semblance you have of being a real man that like can attract ladies, you know, that sits there having some sort of gravitas, that you're losing. And the only women that are going to be interested in you now will be extremely old, and they'll be dressed in black stringy things, and they'll look like Stevie Nicks when she's been down and out for about 3 or 4 weeks. You know, that's what they all look like, and they'll come up talking to you about bloody crystal therapy, and that's all you got. And they are like about 1 in 200. All the blokes are stood there with, you know, big fat bellies, you know, too much facial hair going on, and lots of knowledge on real ale and a real silver tankard. They're not even like the bloody folk audience who are like that, right? But they have an allegiance to the history of my country, which I respect. The proggers don't even have that. I'm slating prog here, but you know what it is. You know what it's like. You know, we've got to get a prog festival. You know, well, so don't think Woodstock, don't think some great big stage and everyone tripped out and everyone looking amazing, all hippie men and women semi-naked, all dancing around and doing all this. No, that's not sort of what a prog festival is going to be like. No, exactly what it's going to be like. So that's Graaf Generator done, is it not? At number 5, I've got Bruce Springsteen.
All right. What did I get up to?
Right, there is a certain aspect of post-Bob Dylan Americana rock that I can't stand. Right, I can't stand them. I'm not a fan of Dylan really, but I'll give him his due. He's a bloody genius. But his genius did give rise to all this shite. You know, people strumming away on bloody open chords, you know, rocking and talking about being working class, even though they're not, you know. And I cannot hear the difference between Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen, except Bon Jovi have instrumental brilliance and great riffs and interesting musical events in their songs, something that Bruce Springsteen never has, right? And the thing that makes me annoyed with Bruce is that if you get any sort of best of rock and roll, all these albums start to come up, don't they? Like from the 70s that he did, like Born to Run or I was going to say Assault on Precinct 13, whatever that one's called. I don't even what they know. And they're all shite albums. I've gone through them. Born to Run is just boring. But when you put it on, there are certain tracks that are so discordant and screamy and so full with these unmusical, horrible sounds that only Bruce can sort of, make. I can't listen to it. Now, in the 80s, and this really is, I think, why we're still talking to him, is he had this album Born in the USA. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was. What are you going to do for the verse bridge? What are you going to do for the verse, Bruce? Think what you're going to do. It's exactly the same thing. Get my silver gun in the middle. Chorus. I was born in the USA. Oh my God. One of the biggest selling albums of all time. What the hell's going on? Oh, I love Bruce. I know who likes Bruce Springsteen. It's a certain type of middle-aged mom in the United Kingdom that likes Bruce Springsteen. It's the sort of those women that walk around with pictures of wolves on their baggy bloody, well, it's not a t-shirt, what would you call it? Sweatshirt. They bloody do sweat, those types of women. And they love Bruce. Oh, I love Bruce. I love him, but go and see him every bloody time. Does a 5.5 hour show. Really, he's so full of energy, that bloke. Runs around the stage. And I think what it is this a sort of man that they want. A growly, American gruff sort of riveter. That's what they want. Now, he did that Philadelphia song. I don't mind. That's all right. That's quite I like that song. But it's just still got that murmuring. I don't need a melody. Bruce doesn't need a melody. You think, oh, where's the juice for my ears, Bruce? Now, he seems like a lovely bloke, and I like these videos where someone gets on stage or we pull someone out the audience and they shout, can you do a nice soul song that's better than your actual catalogue? And he goes, yeah, we got musicians in the band that can play all this stuff at the top of their head, because all bloody musicians can do that, you great daft. Oh, he gets on my nerves, but he's a nice bloke. And it's nice that brings it down. Now, as he's got older, he no longer has that sort of, riveter look with the rolled up white shirts. He's starting to look a bit like Woody Allen, and nobody wants to have that look, do they? Really? Why has he got that look with his little glasses and all that? Get rid of those glasses. Get some big aviators or something, Bruce. We don't want you looking like Woody Allen in your later years. Right, that's Bruce done. At number 4, I've got Mick Hucknall.
So I walked over and said, oi, Mick. He said, what do you want? And I said, I want you to shine my shoes. He goes, what you bloody talking about? I said, I want you to shine my shoes. You've never done a decent day's work in your bloody life. Look at your little funny little hands, and you felt his hand and grabbed his hand like that. I was holding his hand. He didn't like it. I said, they're like soft lady hands. Mick Hucknall's got these soft lady hands. I said, you've never done a proper day's work. You never worked on a building site, have you, Mick? Have you? Admit it. He started to get all shifty. He didn't like it. He was getting angry, right? And he squared up to me like this, Mick did. And I said, just watch it, mate. And I just lightly touched him on his chest. And with the weight of all the ginger hair, it knocked him off balance, and he fell back like this. And he got back up, he comes back, and I said, you know what you're doing now, mate, don't you? He said, what? I said, you're holding back the tears now, aren't you, mate? He got really upset, and he said, right, I'm not having it, you brummy fool. And we go outside, and we had this fight. I mean, it took me about 3 minutes. Right, and eventually I got his hand up behind the back, that sort of thing like that, and I got him there, and I said, right, Hucknall, what are you going to do to stop me from breaking your little bloody lady arm? And he said, I'll do anything you want, Dave. So I said, you're going to have to shine my shoes, that's what you're going to have to do, Mick. And I said, I'm not doing that. And I said, I'm going to make you do it. And worse than that, you're going to make you do it on camera. He's here now, shining my shoes, Mick. You're down there.
What's going on?
You're shining my shoes. How shiny are they? I don't think they're shiny enough. Come up here and see the audience. What, you don't want to? Just stick your head up a little bit. That's it. There he is,
shining away. Now, I say specifically Mick Hucknall, but he has this band called Simply Red. Now, Simply Red are just this sort of British, Marxist, lefty, but happens to be a millionaire, part of the elite, ginger, whingy, bloody, can't bloody sing, but he's got a massive ego, so he thinks he can sing, so he comes out saying he's the greatest singer in the world. They comes out and do this sort of British cod soul, which he should never go near, right? All singing about how it's terrible to be bloody working class and be at the bottom of the pile when he's not. He might have been for 5 minutes with all these ginger hair tumbling over his horrible skin. And then after that, he then decides to come out with an album that makes the most insipid soul known to man, creating a blueprint in my country for every musician of a certain age to believe that they have soul because they bought Stars by Simply Red in 1991 and learned Something Got Me Started. And these people are all over the bloody place, stood there with their nicely cut trousers back in the early 90s, still sporting a mullet, you know, sitting there playing their 6-string bass. Something get me started. Drummers like this. Yamaha custom. Little round glasses. Guitarist, you know, with that bob. It was all in the early 90s. Have you got a distortion pedal, mate? No, don't need one. You know, all of that is come from bloody Mick Hucknall. And he's so arrogant and he's so unlikable. Right? And I can't stick him.
Suck in it. I'm sick of hearing it. Sorry about that, but you know, I can't concentrate. He's yelling so loud.
Hey! Sound man! Stop leaning on me fucking gold disc!
You listen, man. You're getting really fucking close. You're pissing me off. Go away. Really fucking close. You're pissing me off. Go away.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, so. Number 3. Let me give you a clue, shall we? Number 3. Shall I tune this for this one? Number 3? Don't need it. Someone's coming into the studio. Like a ghost in the background. Kevin, are you alright, matey?
Are you recording?
Oh yeah, you're on YouTube.
Oh.
You've appeared like a ghost in the back of my video. I'm just about he won't be happy with this. They got you because it's just my microphone. He won't be happy with what I'm about to do because I was just about to lambast and take the mickey out of Patti Smith, that mustachioed fool from the early 70s with a chunk.
Auntie, she's our bonus here.
But how she's saying, I don't need this, Kevin, not on my video. I haven't killed. I like Eddie Cochran. I haven't done anything to Eddie Cochran.
You bastardise his song. You can't. It was sacred. It was
I haven't yet. I was going to, but I took your advice on Eddie Cochran. But I am about to bastardise bloody Patti Smith.
Yeah. Oh, well, on and on and on into wherever you're going. You definitely go to hell. You know.
This is the thing. You don't understand the sacrifice I make with my close friends who I love to make these videos that you like, where I come on saying the people I hate. Because I don't just walk away from here, you know, and walk out into the world. I get heat.
You should be talking about the giant of jazz we just lost.
I've done him. Sonny Rollins has been done, Kev.
I mean, all that incredible improvisation, and here you are worrying about a kind of sort of mutant offspring of vile old rock.
She is the mutant offspring of vile old rock, without a doubt.
But she's a good woman, and
she's awful. She can't sing. I would rather have the beautiful harmonies of a Fleetwood Mac, those lovely vocals, Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, all weaving together over some beautifully crafted songs. We don't need all this. Horses, horses,
Horses!
So at number 2, I've got Neil Young.
This is every Neil Young song you've ever heard.
Dead dog lying in the ditch. Cigarette smoker has an itch. Secret whores with ancient vices. Lucky has the lowest prices.
You can see a theme here. I'm not a fan of what people call Americana. Right? I think it's fake. Right? And I think there was something for 5 minutes that meant something in the 1960s. The idea of the protest song, which then sublimates into musicians that probably have more talent than they make out. Now, Neil Young's high up on the list, and I tell you why. It's because so many other people don't like what he does, right? I go back to those early albums, okay, like Harvest and After the Gold Rush, and you put them on, and they're not as bad. He's a good songwriter, Neil Young. I'm being serious here, right? But there is just an affectation, there is a weakness, there is something about it that I feel that this is weak. It's wishy-washy. Now, of course, I'll move on from Neil Young because Kev has really sort of upset the apple cart on this video for me, and now he's got me questioning what I really think. Number 1, of course, I've got Van Morrison. I'm moving at me down by my room. I just want to get it and maybe I'm worried about Now imagine, now I'm not saying I'm a picture, but imagine some horrible goblin looking bloke with terrible teeth, all yellow and gnarled, and horrible red face, like some horrible fruit that's past its sale by date, crammed into an awful black hat, you know, sat there, you know, grumpy, angry, like an angry little goblin, shouting at his musicians, shouting this, shouting that, right? That's what you've got with Van Morrison, a grumpy little man who everyone bloody kisses his arse, gives him knighthoods, tells him the best thing, and all of that in a bloke that is so ugly and little. He should have grown up knowing what he is. A man that is not a proper man. A man that doesn't live up to the ideals of a man. He's no Burt Reynolds, is he, old bloody thing? He's no John Wayne. He's a little black man that should have just been put into the background. You don't elevate those types up, because once they point to that position, they become arrogant little twats. Now, Kevin was talking about Robert Plant the other day. He was out in America and he went out and caught up with some mates. And who were the 2 mates he caught up with? Mick Hucknall and Van Morrison. Horrible, putrid people sat there like 2 like wrinkly tomatoes, and their fat faces and their faux soul bloody voices. And I don't know. I have tried here to bring together, these are the artists I really bloody hate. Now, this is a bit of an experiment because, and it's a way to make you become a member. If you enjoyed all this stupidness and there was a few things I said that made you smirk or laugh, or if you're very, very angry and you think Andy's a twat for saying all these things and using these millionaires in a way to attract attention to himself and make money. How dare you exploit these millionaire musicians? They're all sat at home living off their royalties with all the money they possibly can, with all their little relatives, you know, sons and daughters and granddaughters and grandsons, and they will never have to work again, not like your kids. And there you are taking the mickey out of him. How can they take it? It's offensive. You shouldn't be allowed to do this to Neil Young and poor old Van Morrison. It's not his fault that he's a bloody grumpy twat. It's not his fault. That's just the way he's born. And you shouldn't pick on people because of the way they're born, unless they're like you, Andy, and I hate you. So if you're one of those people and you really want to know what I really think in reality, what you're going to do now is go be a member, and you'll get oh bloody hell, God. Let's try this again. And if you want to, oh bloody hell, I've lost it now. It's too hot. There's another squeak. Oh, I'm nearly out of orange juice as well. I only bought this one. I've drunk all of that today. It's not good for you to have that amount of orange juice, is it? Surely. I'm craving something. I don't know what I'm craving. Talking about a bloody music subject worthy of my knowledge and wisdom. Not trying to make stuff up about the Killers. I don't know anything about the bloody Killers. But you're here anyway. So at the end of this video, I've got 2 messages. If you want to know what I really think about these artists, become a member and you'll be able to watch. I'm going to do that video next. And I promise you, I do know about music. There was a reason I'm sat in here with this studio with all these instruments around, because I do know about music. And if you've come here just to see the hate videos, why don't you go off and go watch something else now? Just dip into something random, something you wouldn't normally watch, and see whether you like it. You go, I don't want to know that. He's just talking about rhythm there, or he's talking about some artist I've never heard of. But go and check it and see what you find, you know. So now I'm going to get through this one for the patrons. You can become a patron as well. What's the difference between patron and the members? The members get to see the videos early, and they get some special content, where the patrons get access to a mass of content, and they get to see the special content. Sometimes I will post up a video uncensored when we've shot something and it's gone on for 2 hours. It's very funny, but I've cut it down to say 3/4 an hour. I will put the full video up on there. There's quite a bit of that going on. So at the end of the video, like, subscribe, do all that. I hope you enjoyed this stuff. And hopefully I'll see you over in the membership section. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.